comes.
My loins.
Down on my juicy loins. All right, let's get this poppin'. Hear ye, make way for the Kingz. The Kingz are here.
You think the bitches are great because you're fucking seasonal, nigga? You can't be seasonal! Niggas got this shit's 24 hours a day!
Kingz. You're listening to the Kingz Podcast with your hosts, Karizmatik, Irish O'Neal, and Moush.
Yo, welcome to a new and interesting installment of the Kingz Podcast, Origins Edition. I am your boy, truly Karizmatik.
What's up? It's Irish O'Neal.
Moush. Yo, so today we're going to be getting some nitty gritty. This is going to be about yours truly, me, myself, and I, the whole team. All the crazies in my head. We're just going to go over a backstory, what made the monster that's sitting right in front of you, how it came to be, the Kingz Podcast came along, where maybe where we ran into each other if we get to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, as usual, we start off with the 3 principles. Irish, would you like to lead us off?
Of course, as always, we say these are 3 principles we preach that you need to get these ladies. First and foremost, confidence. You need confidence to get ladies. You need confidence really to get anything in life, if we're being honest. But specifically, confidence is, most women have echoed back to us, is the most attractive trait, is confidence, okay? You got to be a salesman, like I always say. You got to believe in what you're selling. If you ain't believe, if you don't want to buy it, why would anyone else want to buy it?
If you don't want to fuck you, who gonna want to fuck you?
Like the best. Did you ever see that clip? There was this young black salesman, and he was like, it was some kind of like spray cleaner thing, and this family films him. And he does this whole little like sales pitch, like door to door thing, and it's just like dudes like fucking like you're like, I don't even care about the product. Like I just want to give you money because you're like the pitch like was. Even if the product was shit, you would have bought it just because his pitch was so good. Like, I'll find it later, but it's that. It's maybe we'll link it or something. But the point is, it's like that's the confidence you got to have where you go, like, this is the I believe in myself enough where I'm like, I would buy this shit. So you should buy it.
Yep. Second principle, my favorite, honesty. I say brutal. Well, I say honesty at all costs. Doesn't have to be brutal. You can sugarcoat it a little bit, but you got to get your point across. People respect you for the honesty, and it's hard to be mad at a person that's just being themselves and honest, unless you're hurting people. But and that's who you are. I don't know. But honesty is the best thing, best policy. And if you're not asking for exactly what you want, there is no way you're gonna get exactly what you want, and that leads to more lying and more distrust within the relationship. So use honesty up first. If you're a weirdo that likes sucking on toes, let them know. Maybe not the first date, but break it in at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, I'm a toe-sucking motherfucker, like.
You look at me like, right?
Right, yeah, like, give me your toes.
You can get a fresh pedicure after that.
She's like, okay, wait till tomorrow.
I know what you're looking for. Okay, great. So you said honesty, confidence, and our third principle is social intelligence.
Yeah.
So we always advocate for being funny, be interesting, have a hobby, basically just have something to say when you're going up to someone. Don't just say, how's the weather? Like,
Don't be a...
nobody likes small talk. We all like to feel unique and special. So
don't be a professional titty stalker. You know what I mean? Don't just be, what you mean? Don't work. It don't work.
Absolutely.
Irish got some fantastic titties, though. There you go.
I do. I got some solid A cups going, dude.
You, bro.
Getting ready for the fucking
those
summer, bro.
those ski toes are going hard, though. They're going hard,
so
dude.
skeetos.
Those skeetos.
Skeeters. My skeeters.
I'm really excited
My
for
skitty
origin
titties.
stories.
Bro, I'm
I can't
excited
wait
too.
for everybody's, but I'm excited for this one.
Should we do quick plugs?
Yeah.
Let's plug it up, yo.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and generic since everything's canceled.
Everything's still down due to coronavirus, but we're still up and powering through. So catch the Kingz Podcast every Thursday and Sunday. Still trying to put out that new day for you, but we gonna see what happens. You can catch me, your boy Karizmatik, on Facebook at Karizmatik with K at the beginning and the end. KRIZMATIPE on Facebook again. Karizmatik with the K at the beginning of the end. _me on IG and Twitter. And catch me on the Kingz Podcast. And maybe STC sometime soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got some openings. Got some openings soon. Ani Moush.
Ani_Moush on Instagram. Check out my Etsy store by Moush. I do a bunch of artwork and custom things. You can always hit me up there or on my Instagram for that page as well. It's by _Moush on Instagram. I'm going to just plug the Kingz Podcast on Instagram as well. Last Stand Podcast Network on Instagram as well. There'll be more news coming with that soon. And we are going to be having a live podcast show when all this coronavirus stuff is over. So just keep up with us for the date, and we'll definitely update you too. Producer Dirty Dom is not here with us at the moment, but I'm going to plug Dirty Dom Comedy for him.
Dirty Dom _comedy.
_comedy, yes.
Yep.
On YouTube and Instagram. Shout out.
Hell yeah. And guys, Instagram and Twitter, it's Irish O'Neill. Follow me. Check me out there. Check out the STC podcast, Shit Talking Cunts. We go live every Sunday. Call in and talk shit with us. It's mayhem. We're no holds barred, guys. Come and say whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. Call in. You know what? And this thing, even for this podcast, guys, you can call in with a fake name. Like when I go, hey, Kingz Podcast, which name were you calling for? You don't have to. You could be
You can
Frankenstein. You could be Frankenstein. I don't give a shit. Just call in. There's especially with this podcast. I know there's some of you sad fucks that have problems, and you ask us. I know there's people that reach out to all three of us. I don't know speaking necessarily, but during the week, and they're like, I have this problem, and it's like, ask me during the podcast, bitch.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can mask your voice. You can come up with an alias.
Yeah, you could do a silly voice like this.
Or hit one of us up, like, before the podcast. We'll kind of walk you through it or something. You have all of our handles are right above our heads right now, so.
But other than that, danesleep.bandcamp.com to get my band's album, Fading Leaves, and Dragonfire, get our release we just put out, The Long Night. It's on Spotify and everywhere, so check that shit out, motherfuckers.
It's not over my head, by the way. It's over my shoulder. My head's not that large. Okay? Correction.
All right, well, shall we get into this origin
By the way,
episode?
while it's in my mind, because I'll totally forget it,
Yes.
that little like extra thing we're gonna do, like that we talked about that other day, just like hanging out and like talking and stuff. We should definitely call it Kingz Roundtable.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
We totally planned that.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
Without a doubt.
Everything we do is with logic.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a method to our madness.
Absolutely.
So origins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Origin
I
story.
mean, I
What's
guess.
your real name? Let's start there.
What's my real name? Oh, that's actually a great place to start.
Mm-hmm.
So this is gonna be a tongue twister for
For
y'all.
both of you.
I don't know if I want to do that on mine. I'm trying to hide.
Call him with a big name, Irish.
Nah, I mean like
I know how to work around it actually.
Yeah.
I mean, none of them gonna be able to spell my name anyway. So my name is a whole bunch of vowels. Like, all right, so my government name is Uche Chukwu Egesionu. Yeah.
Uche.
Chukwu Igasanu.
You see, yeah, it's a tongue twister.
Say it one
yeah.
more time, because actually I haven't heard you say the whole thing before.
Uche Chukwu Egesionu.
Uche Chukwu.
Chukwu.
Uche Chukwu.
Yeah.
Say your last name.
Egesianu.
Egesionu.
Egesianu.
Egesianu.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Chukwu Egesianu.
Uche Chukwu.
Uche Chukwu.
Uche for
Otherwise
short.
known
Uche
as
Chukwu Egesianu.
Karizmatik.
Wait, what is Uche short for?
Uche Chukwu.
Oh, okay.
You
there-
really
oh,
Is there
sorry.
a translation?
I thought it was
Really?
I thought it was
Really
Chukwu
though?
Egisanu for your last name, not
No,
Uche.
no.
Is there
Okay.
there a rough translation?
First name kind of like God's mind of God type of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Loosely translated because I don't speak the language.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. And you are.
I'm of Nigerian descent. For all you guys that are wondering, oh, were you born in this country? Yes, I was born in this country. You can't deport my ass. Not possible. They tried. Not possible. But yeah, as people, I'm not regular black.
Yeah.
As people like to say. I'm exotic black.
That foreign.
I'm that import black. Like
Import black.
yeah, that import black, bro. It's a different type of black. It's kind of like, you know how like magenta is a different red?
Yeah.
Like, it's a different kind of black. It's a little different. But yeah, like just growing up. I mean, early stages of life. It's already created a little bit of a flux. Like think about like a simple thing that I like to put to people is that like just part of common conversation with, like between like you and guys and your parents, you can say no, right?
Yeah.
We can't
I
do that.
can't do
Yeah, we can't do
well-
that in my household at all.
We
Couldn't
all
do
are
that
a
growing
little
up.
bit of an exception.
No, I mean, I couldn't really say no to my parents. I mean, like now that I'm an adult, yes.
Oh,
The
definitely
average
now.
But
white
like
American.
growing up in their house, oh fuck no, that wasn't a thing.
Yeah, I no.
Like, I've
that
had-
doesn't that's not included in my vocabulary to my parents in their mind.
Oh, mine is nah. I'm a man. Like in my culture, once you hit manhood, nobody tells you
Yeah.
anything. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you still listen to your parents, but like,
Ladies are a little different, but go on.
yeah. Well, in my culture, not so much. You make your decision once you make your own money. So
Mm-hmm.
nobody gonna tell you shit.
Yep. It's like RuPaul, you say, if they ain't paying your bills, pay them no mind.
Boom,
Damn.
right on the head. I mean, you respect your parents, but honestly, they're not paying your bills, so and they don't know what you got to do to live. So yeah, there's that. But I went to Catholic school for most of my youth, which I think kind of plays into a lot of my kinks.
Yep, I can see that.
Yeah,
definitely see that.
definitely messed me up a little bit, but like definitely gave me a lot of context to the shit that like
I was just gonna say,
I said.
mess you up or gave you a different perspective.
both.
Okay.
I mean, a messed up perspective is a different perspective,
Sure,
right?
definitely.
So like,
yeah.
I mean,
Feel the same way.
I love skirts. Skirts are amazing. I not wearing them. I don't think they'd look good on me. But yeah, skirt is definitely like compliment worthy. I love them.
Yeah.
You know,
They look great.
they look amazing.
Well,
Easy
especially
access.
Easy access.
when
you
you're
said
in
it.
like, what's it called, puberty, and that's all around you all the time.
Yo,
I can see how
all
that
the
you can either
time.
really go for it or really be like, ooh.
And then the girls I went to high school with were pretty chill. Like, I mean, like one of the instances, like like constantly, I'd be walking up the stairs and I feel a slap on my ass, and like girls would run right by me. I'm like, what the hell? Like that was my high school experience. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't dare do the same.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a little
Well, that,
different now.
and that's what's crazy is like, do women feel like that same, like, because I can only speak from the guy's perspective, but it's like, dude, when we're going through that, like, dude, it's like not like we deserve a medal, but it's just like, man, we fucking like are so good more often than not. Like, not like, oh, guys are so great because
Are
they
you
don't
saying
rape.
that,
That's not
like,
what I'm trying to say, but it's
Do
like
girls oogle in the same way?
well,
like,
no,
it feels like for guys, like it literally, at least it, I don't know, for me it's like it feels like a physical force of like, oh, like when you see like a hot chick and you're just like, oh my god, like that caveman
Yeah.
thing. Like,
no,
kicks in.
definitely. Like it's like it's honestly it's exactly this. It's a little play on societal roles right there because for a long time women have been in the second seat in society, and like for this hot second, I'm in the second seat because there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's shit I can do. I can't slap them on the ass. Like, no. So, like, it's a quick role reversal.
I
So
also
what?
think like if you're talking in terms of, are you talking in terms of high school or like now?
Especially high school. You want to explore
I
all
was
the
mostly
power.
talking high school. Like,
Okay, in high school I can say that like
because we're just like, oh, want to fuck.
Yeah, I think girls like low key feel the same way, but you get girls who are sexually explorative, and then
I
you
think
know,
girls
end
feel
up,
more like I would fuck.
yeah.
Not like I want to fuck. Like, maybe I fuck. I would fuck.
Yeah, like in
Not like,
high,
I wanna
It's
fuck, I wanna fuck, I wanna
again
fuck, I wanna fuck.
depends on the girl.
We
but,
feel it
but
so
you-
bad that we literally like
because what
Yeah.
what on average was like the, would you say in high school was or like when you first started like fucking was like that average wait time before you started fucking?
For me,
No,
What do
no,
you mean?
I'm saying like say you started dating a chick or like you were messing around with a chick. Like how long? Like was it like a typical like a week before you guys would start fucking, or like the girl I dated in high school, it took like months before we started fucking.
I couldn't catch a girl in high school.
took me like 6 months.
Yeah, like that like most guys I knew.
But
it
that
was
was
like
my first ever, so that's a little
well,
different.
even like that though is like most guys I talked to and knew it was their experience was kind of like, oh yeah, in high school like getting with chicks it was like real like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to like put in like a good 6 months of time.
Not at
before
my
you
high
guys-
school.
Yeah, now,
it was a
now
couple
it's a little
weeks.
different. I
Wow, we
think.
also had like a lot
A
of
week or
prudes.
two.
We had a lot of prudes and shit.
I mean, at Catholic school, I think Catholic school just messes everybody up. Like
Oh,
people were
yeah,
just
Catholic
like,
school.
yeah, I was at Catholic school,
Everyone's
so like,
so repressed and shit anyway. so
yo,
they're
we
extra
got
sexual.
several people caught fucking in the church that's next door.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
that's some
saying?
kinky
Like,
shit.
and then in the fucking bleachers and shit. Like, yeah,
Well,
you
and because
find all that type
they
of
assume
shit
everyone that goes to Catholic school is like, oh yeah, I chose to come here. Like a lot of it's like, oh no, my parents just sent me here. So like, yes, I'm Catholic.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Or just like straight. Do you ever get the kids that like their parents purposely sent them there to try to straighten them out, and they just did the opposite.
None of us ended up religious.
Yeah.
None of us.
Yeah.
I don't know any of us that actually paid attention during theology, prayers, or any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it made us far less religious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at every point, it's just forced on you.
Also, I have to. This is just speaking from like my personal experience. It could be totally different, but there are some like Christian or Catholic schools where, like, for instance, I won't say it on the podcast, but I'll say it off, like, that my cousins went to, and they're like, they ended up being like super religious. So I wonder if it's like Catholic, and then there's like other types of religious schools. You know what I mean? I wonder if there's a difference.
Let me ask this: were they in the suburbs or the city?
Suburbs.
So my school was located right outside the city. Everybody was from the city, so you all automatically have this duality of life.
Yeah.
So the good book tells you certain things that life in the city is just not like.
Yeah.
So you just
That's a good
constantly
point.
feel lied to all the time. And me, like, I'm a suburb kid, but like I spent most of my time in the city, and then my high school I had to pass through a suburb to get to.
Yep.
So I had to pass through the city to get to my high school.
So in the morning you're seeing all this shit, and after
I'm
school you're seeing
seeing-
all this shit.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going
Yeah.
from suburb to city to suburb, and
Yeah.
so like I'm getting juxtapositions. That's a good word, guys.
Yeah.
On
I love that word.
right.
I love that word. It's a good word. Yeah.
I'm getting juxtapositions on life, just on just my commute.
How do you think that like molded you?
So even before that one didn't have a chance of molding me because let's say about 5th, 6th grade, I had my first trip to Nigeria.
Oh wow. Okay.
And on my
Family
first trip,
trip?
my mom wanted me to meet some family members and you know, that such. Well, not 13. It was a little bit older. Sorry, 15.
Okay. So beginning of high school, middle school.
Because I went to Catholic school, it was continuous K through 8.
Yeah.
So this is about 7th grade, I would have to say.
Okay.
So I think 7th grade I took a trip to Nigeria, and like one of my first experiences there, like we're going down the street and like I just see a dead body in the road,
Wow.
and like life is just continuing on.
Yeah.
I'm like, why isn't anybody picking it up? You know what I mean? And like this is a young female.
How long were you in Nigeria before you saw that?
It was on the ride from the airport.
Oh shit. Wow.
It was immediate. I didn't get it
Right away, so
it
you
was
got hit right away.
Yeah. So I
Wow.
mean, and like life is so much harder out there that like I mean I guess nobody had the time to deal with it yet. You know what I mean? It just seemed like nothing had stopped, and that really threw me for a loop because I'm like, yo, what's going on? She's obviously dead.
Wow.
So I mean, like just having that, it's like, yo, so there are places in this world where like people don't have the time. Or like if they stop to care for that, they now haven't made the money in the day to feed their family, so like they really can't stop for you. Too bad. I'm sorry. It sucks. You're dead, but like I have to make this money today. I can't stop. I will get fired because I stopped to pick up a dead body. Like that type of stuff. So I mean, there's not much you can teach me after that. Like you're trying to teach me all these fairy. Like I mean, I don't. To all those believe what you want, but like. You're trying to teach me all these things and all this good and all this bad. I can't force myself to believe that God puts that type of evil in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're saying it's free will, then yeah, it's free will. What do you? So is it free will or is He controlling our actions? Which one? Because you guys act like they both coexist at the same time. It doesn't.
Yeah. What I was taught because I went to Sunday school, was brought up, Christian Orthodox, and it was like a similar thing. Like you can control your own destiny, but God has put your destiny in your mind or in your whatever your path already. That's contradicting statements.
Yeah.
That's not the same thing. So as I got older, like as a young person, you're being fed all of this information over and over and over again, but then you're faced with like reality for the first time, and that makes you question everything that was just told at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So seeing that dead body in the middle of the road, do you think that kind of like made a change in your entire trip there? Like, did your mindset change because what you thought of Nigeria?
No.
No,
Not at all.
Wow.
I mean, we know life is hard. Our parents are constantly threatening to deport us themselves.
Yeah.
Like, if you keep acting up, I'll send you home. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And I've had cousins sent home. It's
Oh,
a
shit.
harsher life. Yeah.
Wow.
So I knew it was a harsher life. And what's can you see a dead body out here? Yeah, you can see a dead body out here. So like, what's
Wow.
harsher? dead
Yeah.
body in daylight. Like, like
Mhm.
so just a bit harsher.
Yeah.
So life is real out there. Like TIA is a real thing. This is Africa, you know?
Wow.
It's some real shit. There's
Thank you.
like I was explaining to someone today. It's like if I wanted to epitomize Africa in a quick statement, lots of people, you know, everybody's doing their hardest to get ahead, but on our equally on that first trip to Nigeria, we were walking down the sidewalk and my brother got clipped by a motorcycle
Jesus.
on the sidewalk. Yeah, just to tell you how like life is real out there. Like the streets were jammed up. Someone took it on themselves to take the sidewalk. Wow. They gotta go, yo. Life is hard out there. They gotta go. They ain't gonna stop for no one.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So
I think that's something to think about too, especially like nowadays. Like we joke about different races and stuff, but like what we don't think about, I think a lot of the times as Americans, is immigrants come over here, and even if sometimes they don't even care to adapt, but if they do adapt, they have the things in their mind that are like, I'm just used to this, doing this my whole life.
Yeah.
And not knowing that they need to adapt or change because they don't know that
Yeah,
it's
it's just
any
like going
different.
thee the motions. They don't even like.
Yeah, and I
you know,
think that a
muscle
lot
memory.
of us are like impatient to that or like insensitive to that because we're trying to go sometimes and don't take a step back to think about like, oh, does this person even know our etiquette? You know
well,
what I
true,
mean?
but that should be thought of on both ends.
Yeah, totally.
And like that's I see that I see that consideration from some people. Like I'll see like an old like Chinese grandma and like she's pulling out the 3 English words she knows.
Yeah.
I respect the
Yeah,
hell out
mad
of that
cute.
shit.
Yeah.
You tried.
Yeah.
You tried.
Totally.
Check.
Yeah.
I will sign language and do whatever I need to understand
If you think it's
you
an
know what I
equal
mean?
energy.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
feel
yeah.
that equal energy. I can't have you
Totally.
yelling at me in your language
Yeah.
and not trying at all. How long have you been in this country? Have you not learned one word?
Right.
Like
right.
I will try if you try. I'll
also
pull out my
just
2 Chinese words. Like
social intelligence would, or any kind of mindfulness would tell you, like, obviously the person that I'm trying to communicate doesn't understand my language. How can I communicate this? So they would understand it in
find a
any other
different
way.
way.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that bothers me. But
so like I
yeah.
work in retail and like they always call me over. Like I'm a large black guy, but like anytime there's an Asian customer, they call me over. Like, and it's hilarious because I will always find out what they want. And like it's just find a different way of communicating. What if you had a cousin or someone or a child that you really cared about and you really wanted to communicate something with them? You can't find any other way in your brain of communicating to them.
Out.
I feel like you particularly, out of like a lot of my friends, you're a very good communicator. And like you think about that a lot. Like, how am I going to appropriately communicate with somebody? Do you feel like there was something that happened in your life that made you think more about that? Like how you
I'm
communicate
constantly
with people?
misunderstood.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I choose my words very carefully. Because I
Unlike me.
very much, you know what I mean? Like that's why everybody says I sugarcoat everything, but no, it's just a soft touch.
Yeah. that's
There's
how
a
I
lot
feel
of
too.
words in the English lexicon. Everything doesn't need to be brutal,
Yeah.
you know. So like
Karizmatik's
people,
my official translator. I'll say something and someone's like, "You're a piece of shit," and Karizmatik's like, "Oh," and he'll say the exact same thing, but like a little bit nicer, and then they get it and like, "Oh yeah,
And
so
then
I agree
I
with you." And
come
I'm
in
like, I said this. We're saying the same thing.
And then I come in straight PR, like to cover both of your asses and Dom's at the same time. We're a good team.
We're a bunch of opinionated kings. What can we say?
everybody should have an opinion. I mean, no, dissuade me from my opinion. I will give you that chance, but everybody should have a way of
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
that. You should. Your
It's-
way of thinking should not be.
It's
I don't
literally
know.
one of the things I value most about having you in my life is that like
Appreciate
the one thing I can't stand is yes men.
Yeah,
And I'm like when I was and I'll get into it more when it's my episode, but like the Viking group thing, one of the reasons I left is the guy just wanted a yes man around, and I'm like, dude, it's your thing, so like do what you want, but like don't yell at me for giving my opinion. And I'm not gonna just go like, yeah, sounds good, buddy, if it's a shitty idea.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna tell you why I think it's a shitty idea. You can still go ahead with it, but I'm still gonna like
Right.
if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you kind of thing. And it's like that no matter what, it's like Karizmatik won't just go like, yeah, because he'll be like, nah, if it doesn't sound good, he'll say no, or but then give me the opportunity to go like, okay, well here's why I'm thinking about. Like it's very like open-minded and like listen to but not just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna say yes to make you happy.
Well, that's also one of the reasons why I agreed to be on this podcast too, because when you guys approached me asking to be another host, you're both very good communicators, and I can't be on a team with someone who's not a good communicator, and one or two, then also like is going to be open to ideas, but also like tell me if something sounds like shit.
Yeah. No, honestly.
You know what I mean?
Because like
Yeah.
like one thing, like I don't want to talk about my dad too much. I might tear up. But I'll do this real quick. One thing I liked most about my dad, he was very unbiased, and like he would always hear you. He would always hear you out, no matter how stupid this shit was. He'd hear you out, and he'd give you an honest and unfiltered opinion on it. But he always knew how to not, like, you never feel offended by it, you know? So, like, I thought that, like, in my head, that's the image of a man. He can say whatever the hell he needs to say to you, and you just come off feeling like he gave you a bit of information. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't come off feeling insulted. He gets his point across without having to do all that buffoonery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I always try to emulate. And one thing that really taught it to me was basically my dad. But another instance was that I went through elementary school, and, like, BO was a big thing for me when I was younger. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to say it now. No, it was a big thing. That's why I always smell delightful now, you know? So, yo, kids, learn it early. The things you eat will come out your skin, okay? The things
Take it on.
the things you eat come out your skin. Scrub and put on some fucking deodorant. It'll help.
It's bad. Some kids, they
So,
don't get it.
It took me until, bro, it took me until, so, like, I understood, like, I didn't understand the chemical breakup of deodorants. So for a long time I was using Old Spice, and I sweat so much that I sweat off the Old Spice, and then there's no Old Spice left to make me smell good anymore.
Yeah.
So I need an antiperspirant.
Yeah.
So it took me a long time to learn. I did not learn that until this one instance in high school. I'm in high school and I'm sitting in the back of class, and I just happened to be in class with I'm in my freshman year, and I happen to be in class with a Nigerian junior. She's from a different tribe, but we're of the same culture, and we've identified this. And I'm sitting in the back of this biology class because she had to retake it for some reason. And she leans over to me. She's like, "You kind of smell a little bit." And I turn to her, and, like, she's expecting me to, like, get mad or upset a little bit. But I'm like, yo, honestly, thank you. Thank you. Like, now I can do something about it.
Yeah.
So I go into the bathroom and I wash up my armpits. I come back. I'm like, do I smell any better? She's like, yeah, honestly, you do. I'm like, honest, thank you. Can you let me know if I ever smell like that again? And then I started going through my deodorant, started looking for different types of deodorant with the new knowledge. I had, you know? So, like, I mean, she gave me a few pointers or whatnot. You know, like, people have to talk to each other to get this shit across. I met a girl at work. I was like, yo, your hair looks a mess. And she took offense to it. She was like, okay, I did my hair this morning and the wind blew it. I was like, yo, I thought you didn't know. I was just trying to let you know before you walked around all day looking like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like, literally, what if you walked around with a stain on your shirt just because nobody told you?
Yeah. Facts.
I had a teacher in high school wear white pants.
Yeah.
At the one time, she should not be wearing white pants.
Facts.
Guess who let her know?
You.
Yeah, one-on-one, always one-on-one.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be that one person because I don't want. I like, that's happened to me so many fucking times. I have friends. Nobody said that shit to me. It took this chick that I just met this year to say something to me.
Yeah.
Are those friends?
Right.
Is what I got friends? I don't know what I got.
That's what I'm saying.
Had that epitome so many times where I'm like, why didn't anybody fucking tell me?
Yeah.
I would have listened to you, and I would have done the same thing for you. Why didn't anybody tell me this shit?
And then people call themselves your friend. Like, you can't call yourself my friend until you're able to tell me a hard truth.
Yeah.
Facts.
The fuck is wrong with you? Like, the hell you just, yeah. Nah, Irish pissed me off. Fuck you. I love you. Fuck you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
I hate when people do that with, like if you're friends with someone and they're dating someone that you don't like because they treat your friend like shit, or like vice versa, but nobody says shit about it.
I can't do that.
I can't do
I
that.
have one friend from my childhood that I like a lot, but, like, I don't really 100% agree with his relationship right now. So, like, I'll text him, but we haven't seen each other in a little bit. Yeah. Because, like, I'm not gonna fuck with your relationship, but, like, that ain't gonna fuck with my relationship with you either. So I'm gonna text you and shit, but we ain't gotta hang out, especially if she's always around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to circle back to when your commute to and from high school and the juxtaposition, because you said that something else had changed you prior to that.
Yeah, the body in the street.
Yes.
I mean, the world is a. I don't want to sound too bleak, but I see it as kind of a. I don't want to say dog eat dog world, but more like a lion eat dog world. No, honestly, because most people feel like they're on the same level. You're not playing the same game.
There's always a bigger fish.
Like, you're not playing the same game. Dude, half the people on this planet are playing checkers while we're on galactical chess right now.
4D chess.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Everyone's like, you know what I mean? Like everyone thinks that we're all like, yeah, exactly. We're all playing like the same starter character, and it's like, nah. It's like when you play a video game, there's usually like 4 characters, and they each have slightly varying stats. You know what I mean? And it's like one might have a speed advantage, one might have a strength advantage, blah blah blah. But it's like, is it equal? Like there's balances that like
Right.
but it's like there's not really like a real true equal. Like you know
like
what I mean?
in high school, I had a teacher ask the class, when you think of the NBA, what do you think of? One kid raised his hand and he was like, tall black guys dunking on people. As if that's an advantage. I'm like, yo, bro, all right, you want speed or you want going through life on easy mode? You want to run fast on hard mode or you want to play easy mode? Because like the hell, I'm here fighting for civil rights and you're annoyed that I can dunk and that the NBA is mostly black guys. Like, really?
I know, it's circled back anyways. It's all about 3-pointers now.
And don't y'all own the NBA?
Right? Like, you guys own all the teams anyways.
It's
glorified
millionaire
slavery.
Yeah, it's
I was
millionaire
just,
slavery.
I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it.
Fuck $1 Million Baby. It's $1 Million Slave.
Yeah, I'm like, so it's a constant question of, and I was explaining this to some people, always looking at the other side of the fence and trying to figure out what they go through. Ask them some questions. Don't just assume their life is nothing like yours. I can tell you that now.
Yeah.
Because like in college, I ran into a bunch of in college I learned a very important lesson. Sorry for jumping around so much,
That's okay. I'm here to keep you on track later.
in college I learned a very important lesson because I met one of the nicest white boys I have ever met in my life. But in my freshman year, the most racist shit would come out of his mouth. And like I could not put the two together. Again, juxtaposition. Like I could not. Like how are both of these the same individual?
I have a friend like that.
Yeah,
I
bro.
have a friend. He is he's literally racist. He's literally doesn't think that women should be allowed to vote. But he is one of the nicest. But he's like one of those people where you go like, if I was in any kind of trouble and I really needed someone to come through for me, and we're not even like that close of friends, but it's someone where I go like, if I really needed to call, like I was 2 hours away, like fuck, my car broke down, I'd go, I'm gonna call this motherfucker.
So not the same person. So just sorry to bust your bubble. Not racist at all, but would say a whole bunch of racist shit.
Okay, well I have other friends. Like
Yeah,
that.
like not racist at all. So like I learned
so
that
just
like
frivolously would say it.
he was so I call it the white
A young
ignorance.
me.
The white ignorance. No, because like he just didn't know it wasn't cool to say that shit.
Yeah.
I said, how could you not have found? So nobody's punched you in the mouth? No. Okay. And most of the people were white, so it was cool to say that around them. Like you could get away saying the N-word, you could get away saying the C word, the chink or whatever, and stuff like that. Like you could get away saying shit like that, but you can't. Only because there were no other.
Yeah, there's no one there to check you.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, this is fine. So you came to school in Boston. So now like every third person is Asian. Like, bro, you can't be saying that.
Yeah.
He already knows not to say the N-word.
Yeah.
He like you walking with me all day. He don't know how I'm gonna react to it. I don't give a fuck.
This
But
is
like,
New England. You say it in private. Damn it.
you know what I'm saying? To your white friend, preferably blonde and blue-eyed. But no, like, so I bring him aside and like I was like, yo, bro, like, why are you always saying chink and this and like and all this information? And he was like, yo, it's not that offensive, bro. Like, relax. You're overreacting. So I was like, yo, all right, come here. So I grew up very, very Asian. Like I grew up in Fields Corner, which is a very huge Vietnamese population, and they were the only kids that would hang out with me because my name was so weird. One of my best friends, his name was Fee. Like, what the fuck is a Fee? But what the fuck is an Uche Chuku too? You know, like they friends. That's what they are. They friends. Like that's what they are, bro.
That's amazing.
Yo, those are the only motherfuckers that would hang out with me. So I became very Asian very fast.
Yeah.
All the snacks and shit, you know. I still eat very
God.
Asian today.
You do. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, so like, yo, all you people looking at me thinking that you can say some sideways shit about Asians during this corona, I will punch you in your fucking lip. Don't do it to me. Not to me. I'll bust your fucking
Did you not
lip,
even
dude.
realize what you just said?
What?
You just said those. Say some sideways
know.
shit.
I
And that was it was the ironic thing ever. That was amazing.
Yeah, when hood terms come in.
If any of you say any slanted shit,
Oh shit!
I will jump leaps and slopes over.
Yo. But yeah, don't do that shit.
God.
So but by college the demographic had changed. It was very Chinese, not Vietnamese, but like I just see Asian brethren. You know what I'm saying?
And
my
you
brothers.
went to college in the city.
Yeah. So
for engineering.
I walk him over to one of my Chinese female friends, and I'm like, yo, and she's gorgeous. This girl is drop dead gorgeous. Like he's drooling over her at this point. And like now he's able to have a conversation with her, and like his whole opinion changes in less than 5 minutes.
Wow.
Like, well, he never had a bad opinion about it. He changes his lexicon in under 5 minutes, and I never hear him say that word again.
Wow.
Like, this is the type of guy that, like, if you enter, like, immediately you walk in his door, he has to offer you something. He has to offer you something. You want some tea? You want something to eat? You want something to, like one of the most freaking hospitable fucking human beings I've ever met in my life. His parents did a great job. You know?
So that one thing.
No.
I mean,
those are shit you learn from your friends.
Yeah.
Let's be 100% honest. He did not learn. I've met his parents. He did not learn it from them at all. Like, they're fucking cool. Like, I went to his house just once, man. I stayed in his, got to sleep in his sister's room. Like, I see him, he grows like a weed plant in his basement. He brought it up, and like him and his father and the mom are like on the kitchen table just looking at it and stuff. I'm like, this is
some white shit.
This is weird and awesome at the same time. Very weird and awesome at the same time.
That is some white shit. You will not see that in a foreign household.
Cool peeps. I'm sure I just blended two different white people, but whatever.
So, we did early life. Do you want to add anything to that?
No, early life was it was a lot of learned things. I was bullied a lot. So it was a lot of. I gained a lot of perspective in my younger years because I was an introvert. And so
were you interested in chicks that early on, or like did you try to have like any like
bro? My first time ever. So my first time ever getting in trouble with like girls was like second grade. And it had nothing to do with girls. Actually, well, it kind of did. It kind of did. I was on the phone with a friend and I was talking about ass. This is second grade, yo. You can't even get a hard on in second grade, can you?
I love how that's a vivid memory for you.
It is because my mother was listening at the other end, and I got in a lot. I wasn't able to use the phone for years.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's a very vivid memory.
But like, what were you saying about ass?
I like the way that it looked in a skirt. Like I saw an older woman like in some like a skirt, and I saw her later on in some pants, and I was like, yo, she has a really nice butt. I saw this nice butt yesterday. It's really nice. And like I was talking to him about it, and like.
Was your buddy like, yeah, or
I can't remember anything that he was saying. I don't think I was listening to him.
Yeah. Started zoning out 'cause only just
that
music was
still
playing
happens when you talk about ass.
Yo,
Don't hear anything.
There was like a whole life montage of like growing old with like just that lady's butt.
You gotta find that lady.
Yo. It started me on a whole thing, like.
Yeah.
But no, I think it runs in the DNA. Apparently, my grandfather on my mother's side was an ass addict as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so it runs in the blood. Even my sister likes booties. It's weird.
I find that so interesting.
What?
How like things like that really are like passed down, like
they
mental stuff like really are passed down. Like,
they're only so like.
I'll get into that in my
Think
episode.
I think about it this way. Your body only knows how to do certain amount of things, you know what I'm saying? And it's programmed to do a certain thing. So it's combining its programming with another person. There's only so many things that can fall out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's going like I find that most of the people in my family we're very much alike. My cousin down in Texas loves ass. You know what I'm saying? Like I started like me and him got into a conversation and I was telling him some shit that I do with some booty, and he was like, "I've never even thought to do that. Really, you do that?" I was like, "Bro, I don't give a fuck what you say. This shit's amazing." He was like, he turned to his girl, he's like, "We're gonna try some of this shit later." And she was like, "Okay." I was like, I started rolling. It's amazing, and like I got another cousin. Like he's never been like he loves a big fat ass, but like he loves a fat puss better. He likes some fat coochie, man. No, like I don't know. There's only so many variations of a human being you can get, but me and him, our brains are almost identical.
That's wild.
We think exactly the same. Besides of like sexual preference, like he could big girls, slim girls, like he could run the gambit. He does have a favorite, but he can do the range. I can't.
Okay. When was the first time that you touched a butt?
Shit.
And confirmed your sort of interest.
All right, so The only way the only time I did it without some subterfuge beforehand, yeah, I was a very tactical child. So very tactical.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, like you could think of a million ways of playing tags with older girls, and like, yeah, you can get away with an ass touch, right? I know that. They like, and like at 8, you know that as a boy, you know that shit. You're like. That's the time we use it against y'all. You know? What they did to me in high school, that's the time we use it against y'all.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, titty grab. He ate. Can't get in trouble.
Yeah. Oops, I was just going for you.
What am I going to get? Grounded for a day? Like, okay, that was
Worth
the
it,
titty
so I
touch
can
was
just-
so worth
So I
it.
can just jerk off in my bed.
Oh, I wasn't at that stage yet.
Yeah.
It took me a little while to figure that out, too. Well, 8th grade,
Okay.
no, I had to figure it out. Not at 8, though.
Mm.
Okay.
But, like, yeah, so I just went on a tangent about people being the same and shit.
That's okay.
Yeah.
First time you touched a butt was during tag. You're saying?
It would, it would have to be like during
Alright,
a game like
so
that
young.
with like probably like 10, probably like 10.
Okay. Post Nigeria.
Post Nigeria trip? No, pre Nigeria trip.
Pre-Nigeria.
Pre-Nigeria
Okay.
trip,
So you
yeah.
touched a
Right.
butt. You went to Nigeria. You came back. You went to high
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
or you were in high school.
So before getting to high school, I decided that I was not going to be the same person I was in elementary school going into high school or middle
Facts.
school. Because I was this introvert that was literally afraid of talking to everyone. So in 8th grade, I started, testing the waters. So I literally talked to every female in my class as often as I could, about anything I could, and like
Which
find
is probably
ways
a
to bring up
huge advantage to
conversations.
you at that time because most guys like are interested in girls, but they don't really have game at that point. Like, like you know what I mean? Like I felt like in high school, like guys, unless you were a popular kid, you had to like specifically like be going after a chick to really get play.
Yeah.
And so like most guys really weren't like talking to chicks on a level of like what you were doing.
I was literally just talking like they were attractive. They were girls that if I could get with them, I would. But
Yeah.
like the ones that I was actively going
Yeah.
after. So like it was cool just to have conversation with them, and like I learned a lot. Like girls love snacks. That's when I learned that girls love snacks, and they all got their favorite snacks they like. And
Who's
if
your
you get
snack daddy?
you know what I'm saying?
You
I
know?
was snack daddy.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
There's truth in that bit of mine.
Call me snack daddy. Call me snack
Yeah.
daddy.
Yeah.
You know? So like we'd in like 7th grade, no, in 8th grade we have they give us time like during like we had some downtime where we could either sit in a class and like chill out, or we could go help like the janitor clean up some stuff, and he give us some like candy, and it's like we get some benefits from that. And like I'm not a big like sweets person, so I would often not eat my candy, and I mean it get me leverage.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a bold.
You know, and then, like that was a big learning experience. So going into high school, I was like, yo, I'm gonna talk to more women, and I'm not going to be that introvert I was. So like, well, first off, I was never afraid of guys. You came at me, you were my first. I beat up an.
You're a
8th
big
grader.
motherfucker. So
I beat up
like,
an 8th grader in 6th grade. He tried to jump me while I was walking out of
How
the bathroom.
tall were you at that point?
I was the exact same height as he was. I was about 5'6".
Oh my god. Big boy.
Yeah, that's when I hit my first growth spurt.
Oh.
And he came to challenge me because his little brother said something. He was a little tiny kid. I almost used the word that people might not have liked. See, got the point across though. He was a little tiny kid. So the guy sees me walking out of the bathroom, pushes me up against the wall, and there's a barrel right next to me, a trash barrel. So as he pushes me up against the wall, he forgets that as a child, I was equally bullied by my cousins. So fighting is my second nature. So I just picked him right up